Silence is a powerful tool. It makes the audience lean in, to appreciate, or to anticipate. Creating silence is easy. But how do directors make the quiet speak?
Miranda.
We will be silently spoiling the following movies. Movies will often get quiet, but they are rarely completely silent. That's because in our everyday life, we almost never experience a complete vacuum of noise. As avant-garde composer John Cage once noted of a performance of his famous silent piece, "There's no such thing as silence. You could hear the wind stirring outside during the first movement." And so, movie silence can mean many different things. A character might be silent.
Shut the f*** up!
A score may cut out. Or the volume may get very low. Let's look at the first option. Letting a character be present in a scene without talking can let the audience pick up on the smaller subtleties of their personality. Or it can draw attention to the time that is elapsing. Like in this quiet scene from A Ghost Story. David Lowery's decision to pair the silence with the long shot forces the audience to sit with the character's grief. Having two characters interact silently can also be telling, inviting the viewer to analyze the relationship being presented. In L'Eclisse, the characters move about each other, exchanging looks that speak volumes. A director can also choose to show characters talking, but remove the sound.
Frankie, we gotta talk.
Sometimes, this is because the dialogue would be superfluous. Take this sequence from The Verdict. Paul Newman's physical performance tells us all we need to know. He's received information he doesn't want to know. Match that with his glare in the next scene, and we know who he's learned the information about. No dialogue needed. The same goes for this scene in Moonlight. It's clear that Chiron's mom is verbally abusing him. Hearing what she's actually saying would be unnecessary, and removing her dialogue lets the score take hold of the audience. For more on dialogueless scenes, you can check out our whole video on the subject. But for now, let's look at other forms of filmic silence.
Try not to blow up the world.
A lack of music can be as powerful as a great music cue. In Oppenheimer, Ludwig Göransson's score ramps up in volume as the bomb countdown starts. But it's cutting it out that creates the most dramatic impact. In The House of Blue Leaves, Tarantino gives us a flood of sensory input. Yet for the climactic fight, Tarantino opts for near silence, letting the quiet sounds of the garden come to the fore. This sound design subtly underscores the character's conversation and makes it so that when the music does kick in, it feels exhilarating. As Kill Bill shows us, a lack of music can be great for building tension. Horror directors know this well. In a Violent Nature, for example, is an excruciatingly quiet movie, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats, waiting for the next kill to happen.
I was wondering when you were finally gonna show. You sure took your time, though.
Heist sequences often use this technique as well. This sequence from Rafifi is undeniably tense. Why? The sound design is incredibly sparse. No one says a word. And the lack of music makes us feel like we're right there with them. Each click feels like the ticking of a clock. The same goes for Mission Impossible's pin-drop quiet CIA scene. Of course, none of these scenes have been truly silent, and that's because in real life we almost never experience absolute silence. Absolute silence is unnatural. It would take the audience completely out of the movie, which is exactly what Jean-Luc Godard does in this scene, breaking the fourth wall with sound. Stripping a moment of most of its sound can be almost as jarring. In this scene from Lost Highway, when the ambient sound of the party is replaced with a quiet drone, we are immediately put on edge.
We've met before, haven't we?
For that reason, near-silent moments are often used as punctuation. Take this silence in The Last Jedi.
She's running away.
No, she isn't.
It brings the sequence to a screeching halt and heightens the drama of the sacrifice that has been made. In this scene from Hereditary, silence is used after the dramatic moment to let the horror of it sink in. As both of these examples make clear, filmmakers often use silence in direct juxtaposition with loudness. This scene from Contact starts very loud, which then gives the silence even more weight. This contrast emphasizes one of the film's central concerns. Beyond the trivial drama of our daily lives, there is an eternity of space.
It was only for a moment. I thought I saw a shape.
A quiet moment can be very brief to get the job done.
You did the right thing, Mr. Hollum. Go to your stations.
Like here, in Master and Commander. The second of silence delineates the beginning of the chaos.
Down! All hands down!
Silence and near silence can also be used to put the audience into a character's perspective. This is perhaps most obvious when a character is deaf. Though even this often doesn't mean complete noiselessness. In Hush, director Mike Flanagan is very deliberate about when we hear through Maddie's silent POV and when we hear the space around her. Sometimes we have more information than she does, adding to the tension.
I think you're holding out on me.
And sometimes we're right with her, creating empathy for her situation. In Saving Private Ryan, sound is stripped away after a bomb blast. This puts us in the perspective of the protagonist, while also putting the emphasis on the horrific imagery. Henry David Thoreau once wrote, "Silence is the universal refuge, that background which the painter may not daub, and which, however awkward a figure we may have made in the foreground, remains ever our inviolable asylum."
Thank you.
Great silence in film is a practice in addition by subtraction. What can be gained by cutting out dialogue? Music. Ambient sound. The answer may surprise you. After all, silence is the universal refuge. Start your own Less is More project with StudioBinder, your all-in-one platform for everything from screenwriting to storyboarding. That's all for now. Remember, silence is golden.